Would you try Final Fantasy XIV private 11 private server? The reason I tend to stick away from private servers is because as soon as I touch private servers, I get an absolute torrent of emails asking me if I will play their private server, and then I get a load of people being like, oh, hey, please come play mine, come play mine, come play mine. I can't either endorse them officially or not endorse them officially. It just needs to be a case of the moment I touch private servers, you have to understand that people that either play them or run them just go mental trying to get me to play theirs. It's very much a case of, if I say yes, then everyone swarms me with them, and if I say no, then people just assume that I dislike people having fun. I have to find that balance between respecting the intellectual property but also wanting you guys to have as much fun as possible. It's one of those things where I'm entirely on the player's side with this, and I feel very similar to the way that Ross from Accursed Farms feels with his Game Dungeon series. Games should not be as a service, or even if they are as a service, when they shut down, there should be a way to still play them, mainly through preservation. I feel that games should be preserved. If we can preserve them, that would be terrific. But at the same time, if there is a way to actually play the game in the way that you enjoy it, then supporting the company that way allows that game to stay online. But I do very, very much think that games as a service really needs a way to make sure that when they shut down, you don't lose them. I mean, here's an example. Have you guys played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater before? This is, I think, one of the Tony Hawk's games. It might be like one of the skate games, but I think it was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Correct me if I'm wrong with this one. But there was a thing with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 where the game didn't come on the disc. What came on the disc was effectively permission for your console to download the game from the central servers where the game was held. But when they shut the central servers down, the disc had nothing. It had the first level or something. I mean, you can double check this. I think like level 1 was on the disc, and while you were playing level 1, you would be downloading the rest of the game. But there was a thing where people would buy Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 from like a charity shop or a second-hand shop, or even just like Game or Game Station or somewhere, and they would get home and it'd be like, oh, you know, this is the first level, where's the game? Like, well, yeah, the game doesn't exist anymore. The game is just, you have to download it from online, which sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, private servers, the classic modes, why I haven't bought the new Hitman, they refuse to do it. It's one of those things where I want to support the game players and not the game companies, but I'm aware the companies need at least some support in order to be able to afford to keep things online. I'm not naive enough to think that if a company make a loss, they will keep the game on. But I'm thinking if the company want to shut the game down and therefore aren't bothered about hosting it, then just let the players host it. Like if you own a company and you think, okay, I've got this game, I hold it on a server, the game is shut down, it's completely gone, I'm not going to make any money off it, but I still want people to be able to play it, stick it on an open public archive server, someone like that, and say, hey, no one else can sell this, this is just what I'm going to do. But if you do that, you give up your copyrights to it, and you give up the chance of making a sequel or a kind of reboot in the future. Yeah, it's a real shame that, I mean, it's all run by money. That's all it is. It's very much run by money. It's a case of, even if you don't want your game, you can't release it for free, because as soon as you do, you've effectively given up any legal ownership of it. Yeah. But if you do want to shut it down, then just give it to people who want to keep it. Yeah. If you want to shut the game down, give it to people who want to keep it. Like Abandonware. They call it Abandonware, don't they? If you want to abandon your game, fine. As soon as you're not making any more money off it, let people have it. Yeah. Done. I mean, originally that was what one of the kind of copyright laws were for things entering the public domain eventually. In fact, isn't it in a couple of years' time... Oh, the Pomerola evolves the garlic. Isn't it a couple of years' time that Mickey Mouse is going to enter the public domain? I'm sure I read something about that, because Disney have been lobbying for years to make sure that doesn't happen. And I think Disney lobbied originally to get Mickey Mouse in the public domain in private domain, sorry, for them, for much longer than it should be. And now the thing is actually kind of up. They're kind of lobbying to change the law again. I have no doubt that Disney will find a way to change the law. Yeah.